if you don't mind. Just, Heath, are you now working for HBRC and you're no longer working for Regional Council?
No, that's not correct. I am seconded for part of my time to HBRC, so I have dual roles.
Okay. And just, Andrew, on the communications schedule that you've got here on page 38, where you've got some opinion pieces lined up for Hawke's Bay today with the Massey Uni professor and Andrew Watts, are those commissioned by HBRC? Those pieces?
Not necessarily. It's in some cases HBRC provides a comms team provides input and help with the way in which some stuff is expressed. That's about it.
And do you have to pay for that?
No. No, there's no payment for that. And I would note, in the case of Massey University, that Massey was pretty keen to ensure that there was a balanced debate around this issue from their academics.
Councillor Douglas, you had questions on the finances? Have we got any?
I was just thinking we should all grow figs and be done with irrigation. In fact, we had a site out there and now they're changing their mind. Thank you for nothing. Mr Chairman, just on the... what would a balance sheet look like at this stage, Heath? I haven't seen a balance sheet, so I just don't know what one would look like, because this is just your P&L. Is there any money in the till, I suppose? That's what I'm asking.
Yes, there is money in the till. The balance sheet is predominantly an intangible asset, which is the development expenditure of the 4.5 million. That's the majority, apart from the investment in the port, which is $177 million. And then there's about $500,000 in the bank.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Finances, all of the above. Someone happy to move that we accept this report? Councillor Douglas, Councillor Rose, you wish to speak, Councillor Douglas? No, sir. Councillor Rose?
Thank you for presenting it, and thank you for being so forthwith in your comments and open. Appreciate it.
Other speakers? Put that motion, then all those in favour, please say aye. Contrary, no. Carried. Thank you, gentlemen.
Will Andrew be available for the in-committee minutes?
Yes, he can be. I'm just going to promise all at 3:30.
Got a what?
Oh, we'll be close to that. Okay. Chairman's monthly report.
Sorry, Mr Chairman, just before you start that, and apologies, should have done this at the start of the last item, but for anyone who wasn't in the tea room at the time, Mr Winder's plane was cancelled in the end after delay. So no flights down from Auckland today, so he's had to cancel out on that item, but we're hoping to reschedule him for the Environment and Services Committee meeting on the 14th of August.
Which will probably last till about 6 o'clock at night.
Catch up on my sleep beforehand. Right. Chairman's monthly report. Short and sweet, really, this month. School holidays, of course, have been 2 weeks of it, and I have enjoyed some time with the family, which is good. I'm just really talking about the bits and pieces that have been happening. The Wairau Napier Rail discussion is ongoing. There has been some very good work done there by the chair of the Regional Transport Committee, who is interim chair of the consortium, and I'm looking forward to the outcomes that are pending, and will offer any assistance I can to further that discussion. Economic potential of the East Coast next 30 years, that's a discussion that arose with MB out of the discussion around mothballing the rail line, and actually we're talking about what is the actual production on the coast and what will it look like in 30 years' time, and then obviously infrastructure requirements going forward, including transportation, will be key to that next phase. The next phase is really about getting some tangible outputs, tangible actions that will result in a betterment, if you like, of the East Coast, which is Hawke's Bay and the Gisborne region. I just made a quick note there about the LGNZ regional tour. Councillor McGregor, who attended the conference, actually summed that up quite well, really. But I did find the the tour included a dairy farm with a herd home, and the benefits of that were quite incredible from an environmental point of view. I actually struggled to see the financial benefit in it, but from an environmental point of view, having a concrete bunker to help offset your pond requirements was fantastic. And ultimately, you can either water it down and spray it on as a slurry as and when it suits you, or you can actually dehydrate it and dig it out as a solid and put it on as a solid, which was very interesting. And the Miraka milk processing factory in Taupo was fantastic, how they utilise vermicast to help dispose of the waste from the factory and etc. And the gas-fired electricity, they use the gas then to heat their 12 hectares of glass houses which supply tomato and capsicum into the Australian market year-round. It's incredible how they've done it. And it was the amazing thing for me was it was a group of families who had pieces of land who said, well, on our own we can't do this. You know, what can we do together? And it's incredible what they've done. So I'm actually considering recommending to the incoming council that a field trip to Taupo to actually look at that would be well worthwhile. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Normal chores, really, for the month. Any questions? Councillor Rose.
Yeah, again, last week, Mr Chairman, we, in the media, covered quite extensively a visit of 3 Labour list MPs to Hawke's Bay. Did they come and see you at all, or did you have any contact or communication with them? Or
no.
Were you aware that they were coming?
Yes, I was aware. I was at the LGNZ conference. So.
Okay.
Yeah, but MD of HBRC entertained them as in regard to the dam side, etc. But no, I had no formal or informal conversation with any of them.
Yeah. It would have perhaps been helpful if some other councillors might have been there to have met them.
I think they'd sort of generated the trip themselves.
They did actually have a trip to the dam, didn't they, Andrew, with you?
That's what I said.
We knew that.
Yeah, it was organised.
They anyway, they came and went. Councillor Dick.
Oh, yeah, Mr Chairman, just further to your comments about rail, as you say, the draft business plan is due, by rights, it's due at the end of this month. It might sneak by a few days, and the intention is to have that finalised to reach sort of an investment go, no-go position, hopefully the end of August. And I just advise I've recruited Councillor Douglas to help us in an advisory capacity within that core group because of his experience with tourist rail ventures. And I've had a very good discussion with Chris Tremaine on the topic, and I think he's far more open to positivity in regard to this venture.
Further questions? Councillor Remerswell.
Thank you. Fenton, can you just tell us what was the content of the meeting with the East Coast Oil and Gas, please, on the 4th of July?
That was... Through my microphone, thank you. Representative MB Paul Bailey, and it's just an ongoing process of stakeholder engagement and updates. So they've spoken to groups such as Don't Frack the Bay, they've spoken to councils, they went to Whitehall yesterday, I believe, or the day before. They're speaking with iwi groups, and it's not an exclusive or inclusive group. They're ready to engage with all manner of people. Tomorrow, I think they're going to Horizons. Michael Bassett-Foss has been party to those discussions, and an update from him perhaps at the end of the round would be useful. So,
I was surprised to hear about that, considering I've been involved with that. I wasn't informed about that, but I was involved with organising a liaison meeting between staff and public. So I would like to be kept informed about what's going on, because I'm asked questions about that all the time. I'd be grateful
Absolutely.
for that.
Well,
Thank you.
That's ongoing. Councillor McGregor.
Yeah, just could you comment, Mr. Chairman, on your meeting with WOW?
With WOW. Oh yes, that's right. The Hamoana group. There was an opportunity just to have a chat about where they're at in their ongoing desire for a groin field along the Hamoana coast there. I understand there is some caucusing coming up between the various experts who tend to agree to disagree on what a solution may or may not look like. So it was really just an update from them, and pretty low key really. They are quietly hopeful that if they can get the expertise to agree, that there may be a solution in the form of a groin field. So. And I was quite heartened to hear that, let's take some of the emotion out of the discussion and let them get on with it. So, Move? Happy to move. Second. All those in favour, please say aye. Contrary, no. Carried. Thank you. Let's go now to general business. Dairy Liaison, Councillor Rose.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Dairy Liaison Committee met, I think on the 22nd. The Dairy Liaison Committee met on the 27th in this chamber, and I must say, Mr. Chairman, it was the best meeting since the inception of the committee. We had over 50 farmers in attendance, and when you consider there's around about somewhere between 85 and 95 dairy farmers in this region, to have over 50% of the actual farmers themselves attend to the meeting was a great result and a great turnout. Difficult to understand quite why there was such a big representation, but I'm sure the work of our staff in encouraging farmers to attend, and also the work of Tony Hazlitt, the Hawke's Bay manager of Fonterra, contributed to such a turnout. But there's certainly a degree of enthusiasm in the industry to continue the Dairy Liaison Group and to make it something that is worthwhile and positive. And indeed, we've received very good feedback from the farmers. The farmers, although most of the discussion was around industry matters and working matters, they did express considerable frustration, I suppose, with much of the misrepresentation that's been going on in the media, which I raised in an earlier agenda item. They sort of feel that it's very much a one-sided attack, and so there was some conversation there of ways that could be mitigated, or a more level playing field be constructed for their relationships, our ongoing relationships with them through the media. As a result of that meeting, I was invited to visit a recently converted farm, and I won't disclose where it was because I haven't got the owner's permission to do that. But I did go and spend a day with them, and had lunch with them, and had an intensive look at a newly irrigated dairy farm, and it was amazing what I thought was the lack of any environmental impact on what has been done, and certainly the results that they're achieving are really quite remarkable. So that was a good result of the meeting, Mr. Chairman. But the Dairy Liaison Committee indeed is on very much a high at the moment.